Skip Bayless. Wow, talk about turning your media career into a dumpster fire. It has now gotten even worse in terms of ratings on Undisputed in recent memory. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Skip Bayless embarrassing himself with record low ratings on Undisputed. Ever since Shannon Sharpe got fired from Undisputed, ratings for that show have tanked even further into the abyss. It has now become abundantly clear that viewers are just not interested in watching Skip Bayless anymore on TV in any capacity. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Is it time for Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless? Absolutely. Is that even a real question? Of course it is time for Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless. That's not even a real question in my mind, because have you seen the ratings on Undisputed? Ratings for Undisputed have been absolutely horrible. Holy cow, they can't even get 100,000 viewers to watch Undisputed. Not even that 100,000 viewers is any good anyways, but they can't even get that number on most days. Did you guys see the ratings being released for Undisputed last week? Oh, those numbers were horrible. They couldn't even bring in more than 90,000 viewers on Undisputed for the most part. In fact, Undisputed only drew in 64,000 viewers last Wednesday. In other words, that was last week. So that was pretty horrible in and of itself. That is Bomani Jones level bad. I remember I ripped Bomani Jones back in the summer for having low ratings on his shows, and Skip Bayless has now absolutely descended into that. Why has Skip Bayless been so bad compared to recent seasons on Undisputed? Because we all know that Skip Bayless' show has been declining, although at one point Skip Bayless was the face of sports television debate shows. That is no longer the case. Why is Skip Bayless falling down the tube in his media career? And honestly, I think the answer to this question is pretty simple. Do you guys remember when he used to be obsessed with LeBron James every day? Correction, Skip Bayless is still obsessed with LeBron James every day, but it was even worse back in the day. Do you guys remember when Skip Bayless had a shtick of trashing LeBron James for everything that he did? Look, I'm no LeBron fan myself. I'll criticize LeBron for a lot of things, but Skip Bayless turns LeBron's hate into something else entirely. Holy cow, this guy has an unhealthy obsession trashing LeBron James. If LeBron James scored 40 points, he would say, why didn't LeBron get 15 rebounds? If LeBron James got 15 assists, then Skip will say, why didn't LeBron take more shots? If LeBron James got 15 rebounds, Skip would say, why is he playing so much defense? Why don't you go play some offense? This guy would nitpick every single thing about LeBron James. It was funny at first, back when he was on First Take with Stephen A. Smith, but ever since he joined Undisputed, the hate for LeBron James has quite frankly become more stupid than funny. It's no longer funny to laugh at Skip Bayless trashing LeBron James. It quite frankly is actually pretty sad that he is still focused on LeBron James. Look, I'm not going to tell you guys that LeBron James is the GOAT, and I'm not going to believe that at all, but to say that LeBron James is massively overrated because he doesn't take enough shots or he doesn't pass the ball enough, come on guys, you guys have to be better than that, and Skip Bayless hasn't evolved out of it. Skip Bayless relied on that gimmick for years, and for ratings on his shows, that worked. That is no longer the case, and when that doesn't work anymore, Skip Bayless doesn't have any other strategy to use other than repeating the same topics on Undisputed all the time. And you can replace Shannon Sharpe all you want, but Skip Bayless is the guy that runs the show, and Skip Bayless is a cancer to people who watch television shows for sports debate shows. That much is clear to me. There's a reason why Shannon Sharpe went to First Take, and now the show on First Take has done incredible in terms of the ratings. You look at Shannon Sharpe's YouTube show, it's even become more popular than Undisputed, which is just absolutely wild to me. At the money that Skip Bayless is making, if I'm Fox Sports, I'm cutting ties with Skip Bayless sooner rather than later. Of course, do I expect Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless? No, I don't expect it. I do expect them to force Skip Bayless into a forced retirement. I think Fox Sports is going to do the classic thing and let Skip Bayless retire on his own terms, telling him that if you don't retire, we're going to fire you. But honestly, I don't even think it should come down to that point. I think Fox Sports executives have got to come to Skip Bayless and say, hey buddy, your show is failing. Look at your ratings for your show. We don't really have a justification to keep you around. We're going to get rid of you, and we need to fire you sooner rather than later. That's what they should be telling Skip Bayless. They won't do it though because they're a bunch of cowards and a bunch of leftists, and Skip Bayless panders to the Democratic Party. I know Skip Bayless doesn't really follow politics, but have you guys seen what Skip Bayless does in recent memory? This guy panders to every black rapper that you can imagine, or every black celebrity. Remember when he suckered up to Deion Sanders? I remember he brought on Deion Sanders Sanders on Undisputed back in September, and all he did was basically kiss Deion's shoes, figuratively speaking, and saying how great he was as a coach while he refused to ask him legitimate questions. I also think about the fact how they bring on rappers all the time on Undisputed just so Skip Bayless can say to himself, I'm not racist. See me? I interact well with black rappers. That means I'm not racist. Let's forget about how I treated Shannon Sharpe on the way out of Undisputed. Do I think Shannon Sharpe overreacted to how Skip Bayless treated him? Absolutely. I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe was 100% right, but Shannon Sharpe may have done that to get himself an excuse out of Undisputed, which I honestly don't blame him. It was a failing show, and honestly, Undisputed should have been canceled the moment they fired Shannon Sharpe. They should have just scrapped the show altogether. Now they're trying to make Skip Bayless something that he is not, a nice guy. What is Skip Bayless supposed to be? An asshole that hates on athletes all the time. Now he's trying to be the nice guy. Obviously, we know how nice guys do. They finish last more often than not. There's a saying in society that nice guys finish last, and Skip Bayless embodied that on Undisputed this year, because how is the show doing? In last place. You look at shows compared to The Herd, Speak, First Things First, First Take, you name any ESPN show or FS1 show or really any television show, and Skip Bayless is literally in last place. There's a reason why Skip Bayless can't even crack the top 500 shows on cable. I didn't even know that there were 500 shows on cable, but apparently there are, and Skip Bayless couldn't even make the top 500. He really can't sink any lower than this, because if he sinks lower than this, then they're really not getting anything in return. You might as well put me on Undisputed, because I have a small audience, but I'm supposed to have a small audience. I'm not a guy that's working on ESPN or FS1 like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is supposed to have a bigger audience than I do, but if Skip Bayless is struggling to draw in ratings for his show, I honestly think I could come into Undisputed right now, and in one day I could do better ratings than Skip Bayless. How do you fail a sports debate show when you have Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman as your debate partners? Those three guys are media stars, and for Skip Bayless to be struggling at the rate that he is struggling, holy cow, you gotta be a special kind of bad in order to fail with that crew on Undisputed. But hey, you failed with Shannon Sharpe, and you look at what Shannon Sharpe is producing now on First Take. This dude is drawing in 700, 800,000 viewers a day whenever Shannon Sharpe is on First Take, and Skip Bayless is struggling to crack even 100,000. I remember on Undisputed back when there was Shannon Sharpe there, they were only cracking 150,000 viewers, which was not that good to begin with, but now they're just begging to get over 100,000 viewers. It's just getting worse and worse as time goes on. I got some quotes to read to you guys from what somebody said about Skip Bayless. It's from Awful Announcing. It's to analyze the poor ratings of Skip Bayless' show Undisputed. He obviously embarrassed himself with record low ratings on Undisputed, so I'm going to read you guys this first quote from Awful Announcing. So it says, quote, late Sunday night after the Super Bowl, Sharpe and Johnson brought in nearly 90,000 live viewers for the recap of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs going back to back. That's a number worthy of praise in and of itself, but even more stark when considered alongside the viewership of Sharpe's old FS1 show Undisputed, which often struggles to top 80,000 viewers on cable television in the middle of the day. Are you kidding me? You guys have the 9:30 slot, and you guys can't even get more than 80,000 viewers. You guys can't even get to that number. Shannon Sharpe's show is on YouTube. You should be able to beat his show on YouTube that he does with Chad Johnson, and the fact that they can't even get more than 80,000 viewers, that is just horrible in and of itself. That's something I expected from Bomani Jones, not Skip Bayless. I'm incredibly disappointed in what Skip Bayless has produced post Shannon Sharpe. And then of course you look at the other quote that I'm going to share with you guys. So it says, quote, FS1's signature morning show reimagined this NFL season around Bayless. Had just one day last week in which it averaged more viewers than Nightcap peaked at post Super Bowl. Last Tuesday, Undisputed averaged 89,000 viewers as viewers watched Bayless bicker with a rotating panel including Keyshawn Johnson, Richard Sherman, Michael Irvin, and Lil Wayne. And this is obviously another example of how Undisputed has gone in the tube. I don't personally mind the Undisputed version that they have right now. I'll watch it, but obviously a lot of viewers don't want to watch Undisputed. The numbers speak for themselves. I think one of the reasons why people don't want to watch Undisputed anymore is that when Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith were trashing Skip Bayless back in September, Skip Bayless, in other words, got emasculated, and obviously nobody wants to watch emasculated men talk sports, because I remember Skip Bayless got bullied, and instead of standing up for himself, he decided to cater to black rappers and tell them, I'm not racist. See, I love black people. And that's essentially what he did, and nobody wants to see that on a consistent basis. He didn't stand up for his own ground and say, hey, I saved Stephen A. Smith's media career. I saved Shannon Sharpe's media career. That's what he should have said if he wanted to gain some self-respect. But Skip Bayless lost all self-respect within the media community, and he also lost self-respect within TV viewers. And when that happens, man, there ain't no going back there. Skip Bayless lost that respect, and when you lose that kind of respect, ratings for your show is going to tank even further. I got the final quote to read to you guys. guys, it's also from Awful Announcing. So it says, quote, the next day, Undisputed's 64,000 viewers mark the smallest audience since it returned from hiatus following Sharpe's departure. Undisputed frequently pales in comparison to reruns of ESPN morning shows like Get Up on ESPN2. Holy cow, can you really sink any lower than what Skip Bayless has done? They need to take the show off the air, man, because this is just beyond damage control. They need to do something different than what tanking shows have done like Undisputed. Undisputed needs a whole shakeup entirely. They thought getting rid of Shannon Sharpe was going to make the show a little bit better, but it has actually gotten a lot worse. And right now, FS1 executives look incredibly foolish for firing Shannon Sharpe on FS1 because it is looking like it is a disastrous move. And you look at the fact how Skip Bayless just cannot generate an audience whatsoever. If Undisputed was actually being rated objectively by FS1 executives, then they're going to cancel the show by June, because you look at the fact how they don't really have any standing ground to support their bosses on in terms of keeping the show alive, because we know that ratings for TV shows that are involving sport debate shows are supposed to peak during football season. And if those are the numbers that Undisputed is drawing in during Super Bowl week, imagine what's it going to look like in March and April. Yeah, it's not going to be a pretty sign. And you look at the fact how they have too much NFL guys on their panel. They don't really have a lot of NBA people featured on there. I know that they bring in Rachel Nichols from time to time, but Rachel Nichols is not a media draw. And Undisputed seems like it's going to get worse somehow, some way, and it really is not going to get better anytime soon. I think we are witnessing the end of Skip Bayless's media career. I think that Skip Bayless will be forced into retirement by June. At least that should be the case. If he doesn't get forced into retirement, I don't know what to say, because obviously you look at the numbers that Skip Bayless is producing, it is just not good enough for the money that he is getting paid. So that is why it is definitely time for Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless, as he is clearly not a marketable draw for viewers to watch on TV anymore. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin Tran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.